this gathering is really an opportunity, certainly to talk about Lou, but also to talk and think about what we do in this kind of work. The things that aren't reflected on CVs and faculty addenda and tenure files and promotion files. It's about, it's the things that keep us going. It's about the creation and sharing of bonds, intellectual bonds and pedagogical bonds, but also, human personal bonds. I mean, I think by bringing back Stony Brook students who, got their PhDs over the last number of years, we see how students become colleagues and colleagues become friends. So, anyway, this is about Lou. This is about the department that Lou has made possible. This is about the profession, and the bonds of love and generosity that Lou has made possible. So, thank you. Thank you.
Asked me to come here and say a few words, my first reaction was, no, I don't want to be there because I will cry, and she's not helping. But then, of course, I thought, I have to be here. It's a wonderful event, and we're celebrating something as well as mourning the loss of Lou, who isn't really going away.
I'm trying.
Came here in 79, and I came in 80, but I think we first met in about 1990 on the board of the Women's Studies program. And since then we have crossed paths on committees and of course on the board meetings and in many, many, many different ways, and it has been such a delight to know her. Has been undergrad director 3 times. She's been chair 3 times. She's been on this board and the other board. She's been graduate director. So in addition to being an incredible scholar, she has done enormous service, not just to your department, particularly to your department, but to the university. And she has done it all with humility and style and grace that is just amazing.
I was Lou Deutsch and Lou Deutsch was me. I came to this university in 1979 to the Department of Germanic and Slavic Languages, and very soon thereafter, very strange things started to happen to me. People would stop me in the halls and say, "Aren't you going to Louisa's defense?" Or, "Isn't there an undergraduate council meeting today you're supposed to be at?" Or like, "Let me know if you need help writing that proposal," right? I had no idea what they were talking about. And this behavior was particularly common with Dean Robert Neville, who on more than one occasion politely asked me, like, "Why aren't you at that meeting that you're supposed to be at?" So I looked at him and I said, and he says, "Aren't you Lou Deutsch?" I said, "No, but whoever this Lou Deutsch was, she was doing a hell of a lot of work for this institution, right?"
Gostaria hablar hoy de Lou para celebrar sus logros y su jubilación. Yo fui profesore de inglés en la Universidad de Stony Brook y nunca estudié español. Ahora, yo hablo un poco de español porque, inspirada por Lou, estoy estudiando español en mi jubilación. I had to do that because I'm so excited by the fact that in Spanish to be retired is jubilar. The verb to retire is jubilarse. I love it. It's a jubilation. We've all heard amazing things about Lou, and I'm not going to repeat them, although I feel them. But when I was thinking about what to say, I thought that the adjectives that describe Lou to me is she's quiet but with a steely determination. And I think it's that steely determination. You know, people have talked about a humility and a grace and a style, but none of that would have gotten anywhere if she hadn't been absolutely determined and absolutely focused on what she wanted to do and what Lou has done for women on this campus. Those of you who are newer here and who've benefited, I mean, I've seen the struggles, I've seen what she went through to do this. And I have to say, it seems to me now that the department that Lou and Katie together have created here, I think one of the criterion for entering this department must be to be open-hearted and kind and very good-looking.
Lou has certainly left her mark on me as a teacher. In her comments after having observed one of my classes, she remarked on my timing, on the welcoming atmosphere that I created, on my logical explanation of the grammar point, but there's one word that stood out in her review of my teaching: boring. You see, I hadn't strayed one iota from the textbook. But thanks to your candor, Lou, I have never done that again. It was a good lesson learned. So Lou wasn't just hard on me, she provided constructive criticism. And what that really helped me to do was to stop thinking about me in the classroom and to really think about my students and what they were experiencing.
And she's a model. For me, she's a model. She's an example. The first class, it was a course about Galdós and Pardo Bazán. I think Anna was in that class. And it's the first time that I saw a program about novelists that was itself a novel. She managed the way, the interrelation between these two novelists and the way she presented to us in the syllabus and during the class as a novel itself. And I found it super cool. But I would like to do something like that, you know, in the future.
Charnon Deutsch era para mí un ser de proporciones mitológicas que me aterraba y me fascinaba por igual. Durante las primeras semanas me recuerdo orbitando en torno a suyo como un insecto alrededor de la luz. Y creo que la primera vez que Lou notó mi presencia fue a propósito de una barbaridad mía, tan colosal que me ruboriza recordarla. Fue durante una discusión en clase sobre Jane Eyre, precisamente. Acabábamos de terminar la novela y varias de mis compañeras se enzarzaron entusiastamente en una celebración del personaje como modelo feminista. Yo espeté. I don't know what you're talking about. Chisa. Lou arqueó las cejas. Tú recuerdas esto, ¿verdad? Y replicó, excuse me. Yo insistí. I mean, isn't it obvious? She's a Victorian governess teaching us how to be good women. You, Missy, cannot make such a statement without supporting arguments. Respondió, ¿no? seriously, tartamudeé. If what it takes to become a powerful feminist figure is to have a blind and mutilated, psychologically destroyed man by your side, then what is it all worth for? Justo en ese momento el reloj marcó la hora de marcharse y Lou me fulminó con la mirada. You and I are not done here. I want those supporting arguments.
I came here in 2006, and I think it was right after my qualifying exams in 2007. I went to Lou's office to ask her if I could work, actually, if she could be my dissertation advisor and present her topic, and she said basically if I could look for someone else, because she was going to retire. That was 2007. So finally, we talked a couple of times more, and you agree, and thank you for that. Actually, some student was like, ask her if you want, but she's going to say no, because she told me that I'm going to be the last one, that she's not taking any other student. So I think that, I don't know if it was Juan Carlos as well also, that you asked me at some point, and I think you asked me at some point, like, do you think that Lou? And I was like, she's going to say no, because she said that I'm going to be the last one. So I think that it's been Juan Carlos, Ismael, someone else, so this is not
He is the last.
So from the moment I reached out to her, Lou was unfailingly enthusiastic about me finishing. So in a practical, measured way, which many of us have talked about, she laid out the steps that I needed to take for readmission and for progress on the dissertation. And she put me on a timetable that would have me finish in 2 years, and I stuck to that. When I met her to talk over my plans, she gave me articles, suggested books to read. She was unfazed at my year-old daughter. She told me the key to dissertation writing is to do it little by little, but to keep at it. And that's what I did. I don't think she realized at the time how important her belief that I could do this was to me. Lou made me believe in myself when I almost didn't believe I could do it. So with Lou's support and correspondence by long emails and phone calls, I finished and defended in May of 2004. My dissertation topic was inspired by that first independent study and the mini talks that I had with Lou during my time here at Stony Brook.
Simply put it is a great honor to have someone as a mentor who is such a great example of a professional.